FA Youth Cup heroics, it's back to league action for Manchester United's under-18s. The visitors to the Trafford Training Centre today come from up the East Lancs Road. It's Everton who are in town. And just as the FA Youth Cup has contributed to team selection in the last few weeks, so does the Claudio Sassi Memorial Tournament today, which United are well and truly involved in over in Italy. So there are some full debuts in the United side today, including Joshua Harrop, who wears 8 in midfield. James Wilson starts up front today wearing 9, his 4th under-18s appearance. He'll be looking to impress. So will Jack Rudge, who's been part of the under-18s and reserve setup recently. Kenji Gore wearing 11 also starts, making his full debut. And there are some older, more familiar faces in the lineup as well. Let's take a full check on the side. Connor Devlin starts in goal. Reece Brown and Scott Wooten also involved. You can play 1 overage goalkeeper and 3 overage outfield players in the under-18s league setup. There are also various different selection changes. Matt Wilkinson to right back after his debut against Liverpool. Louis Rowley with a full debut at left back today. And Rafael Leao moves to the right hand side of midfield. Everton look like this. Connor Roberts in goal, a Welshman. We've seen him before against United in the academy. Jake Bidwell is a familiar name as well. So is Adam Thomas, mainly because he's a former United trainee, used to play for City's academy as well. Tom Donegan wears 8. He's scored against United in the past. There are plenty of Scousers in this lineup, and Everton in very good form. 9 matches unbeaten. They haven't lost for 2.5 months. Brian McClare and Tommy Martin very much involved in the team selection today. And there are plenty who are very much looking forward to today. Maybe we'll see that fighting spirit on the pitch. It is, of course, a derby game, of sorts at least. United against Everton normally produces goals and entertaining football. It certainly did that at Finch Farm earlier on this season when Everton came out on top. Last season, Everton won here and United won at Everton. The win for the Reds at Finch Farm was pivotal to winning the Group C title. Scott Wooten and Reece Brown together at the back, as they used to be for United's academy team. Connor Devlin used to be behind them as well. Back on familiar territory today. Here's Jack Rudge. He's impressed so far, not just in the under-18s in recent weeks, but also in the reserves. Very young look to this United side today. Look at the bench, and all 5 substitutes would make their debuts if they came on today. Back to Devlin, under pressure from Thomas Donegan, former Blackburn Rovers academy player, now in the Everton ranks. Wooten, one of his trademark long balls, looking to set Kenji Gore away. Just a little bit too long for him on that occasion. We saw him make his debut as a substitute almost 2 years ago here at the Trafford Training Centre against Blackburn. United won by 3 goals to 2 in that one. Everton riding high in the Academy League at the moment in Group C, just behind Liverpool, level on points with their Merseyside neighbours and looking to work Connor Devlin from the off. They played 1 game more than Liverpool, but have a real chance to take that Group C title. A win today would certainly help their cause. Here's Tyus Browning, played against the reserves the other night at Moss Lane in Altrincham. Jordan Barrow here, an Everton player since the age of 11, trying to thread the ball through towards Hallam Hope. Challenge came in from Reece Brown. Referee didn't mind it. Johnny Akangameni caught on the ball though by Thomas Donegan. Adam Thomas looking to make a name for himself against his old side. Kenji Gore having to do some defensive work here against Browning, but Browning was a bit too strong. Opportunity here for Donegan, and he just leant back and the ball went flying over as a result. Kenji Gore just caught there trying to run the ball out of play. Browning just a little bit stronger. Here's Scott Wooten, who at one stage had scored 2 goals in 2 games for the academy. Goals against Leeds and Newcastle. He's since stepped up, nominated for the Reserve Player of the Year award this year. Very comfortable on the ball and looking to set Rafael Leao away. Offside flag puts paid to that. Ball forward by Bidwell. Scott Wooten will come across to tidy this up. Plays it to Reece Brown. Brown, who's been a pivotal figure in the reserve setup recently, and that's offside against James Wilson. Interesting to see yet another United winger having to move up front. A real lack of strikers at the moment for the under-18s. Here goes Hallam Hope. Decent effort, and Connor Devlin got fingers to it, but that was it. The ball just flew past him into the net. Didn't have strong enough hands to keep it out. Plenty of strength on show, though, from Hope. Powerful player. Very powerful shot. Perhaps it should have stayed out, but it didn't. It's 1-0 Everton. United's academy have responded well in the last few weeks to going behind. You think of the FA Youth Cup against Chelsea in particular. 2-0 down at the Bridge, 3-1 down at the Bridge, 3-2 down when they started at Old Trafford, and then of course they fought back to batter Chelsea on the night. But it's a much different side here, and it could be more problems. And the effort from Adam Thomas was only inches away, wriggled away from the United back four, and perhaps should have done better with a chance. Forward from Brown, Rafael Leao just bounced away from him. He's had to play as an emergency striker in a couple of games recently, playing out wide on the right hand side at the start of this game. Wilkinson will chase back with that. Brown has it covered though, and just watches it go out of play. Everton are a strong side here though. They're winning the ball back well and having efforts on goal at will. And that was deflected from Jordan Barrow. Born and bred on Merseyside, he'd love to get a goal today. Deflected as it went out though. Corner which Tom Donegan has come across to take. Plenty of height in the middle. Connor Devlin used his hands well, and the referee spotted something he didn't like anyway. Neil Dewsnip and Kevin Sheedy are the two men in charge of the Everton setup. Dewsnip, a head coach at Everton since 2002. His side need to defend well here against Rudge, helped out by Rowley. Challenge comes in though, and United will gladly accept a corner there. It was Johan Hammer who stopped the United move. Louis Rowley doing some good attacking down the left-hand side. Baptism of fire for him at Liverpool last weekend. Corner comes in from Gore, and the header in the middle there was from Chania Kangamene. Lost his boot in the proceedings, perhaps got to the ball a little bit too quick in the end. Brown with a touch to Wooten, across to Rowley. Kenji Gore, son of the former Huddersfield Town player Dean. And that's half time. And United have work to do in the second half. The single goal from Hallam Hope, which just about had enough power to beat Connor Devlin, means at half time it's Manchester United 0, Everton 1. Key task for United in this second half.